Hello and welcome to episode number 6 in my new YouTube series, my top 10 favourite slap bass grooves. This week we're going to be taking a look at Tim Commerford's awesome slap bass intro from the Rage Against the Machine song, Take the Power Back. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, so the first thing to say about this track is it's played in drop D tuning. So you're going to need to take your open E string and detune it to D. Now for the first two bars of this line, we're going to be playing something very simple. We're just going to be slapping that open D string on beat 1. We're going to play 2 eighth notes. That's what we're aiming for, 2 short punchy notes. Now what you want to try and do when you're slapping those notes is use fretting hand muting to shorten them. So as soon as you've slapped each note, you're going to bring that fretting hand in to just choke it off. And that will give you short notes rather than long notes. That's what we want here. That kind of thing. Okay, so that gives us the first 2 bars of the exercise. Now moving into the third bar, this is where the main slap groove comes in. On beat 1, we have those 2 slapped Ds again. And then on beat 2, we're going to begin by slapping the C at the 3rd fret of the A string and then hammering on to the D at the 5th fret. We then slap a ghost note on the A string. So a ghost note is just slapped in the normal way, but with the fretting hand, you're not going to be holding any note down. You're just going to be resting your fingers across the strings to create a dead note. That's what we've got so far. We're going to follow those 3 notes with a popped F at the 3rd fret of the D string. Okay, so beats 1 and 2 are going to sound like this. Okay, let's move into the 3rd beat of the bar. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to be hammering on to a D, 5th fret of the A string. This is going to follow very naturally on from that F that we popped just at the end of the 2nd beat. Okay, so your 4th finger of the fretting hand is just going to come in and hammer on to that D at the 5th fret. You should find that feels fairly natural to do. We're going to follow that with another ghost note on the A string, and then we're going to finish off with a hammer on from C to D again. And again. Okay, that gives us beats 1, 2 and 3 in the bar. Okay, we've just got 2 more notes to put in. This is on beat 4. We're going to play another ghost note, and then immediately after that we're going to pop the F at the 3rd fret of the D string again. Like that. In terms of rhythm, the ghost note is a short note and the popped F is a much longer note. Okay, so we've got this. Okay, and that brings us to the end of this week's riff. Okay guys, thanks for checking out the latest installment in my new YouTube series. Now if you struggled with any part of this slap riff, I recommend going over to the Bassline Publishing website and checking out the slap bass beginner level course, because many of the elements that we looked at in here are covered in that course. So we're talking about things like fretting hand, muting, hammer-ons and pull-offs, and using the fretting hand to sound notes as well. That's all covered in the beginner slap bass course over at Bassline Publishing. Also, don't forget to go over to Bassline Publishing, click on free stuff on the main menu and download the backing track and the PDF worksheet for this week's exercise. Okay, I'll see you next week for another slap bass groove.